Meghan Markle here.
Today is April 11, 2025. It is exactly 4 a.m. There's a lot going on, a lot of tweet. I've been posting some screenshot on my community board, both on PYTE and APTS Sussex. But while it's quiet, I want to get some of these tweets out of the way. There's a lot of tweets regarding Ukraine, and there's some stuff regarding as ever. And there's some tweets regarding William, who's in France, I think, vacation. And these, Santa Bali, I probably will not get back to these. Or when I do have some time, I might record them. But these are the ones I'm hoping to record them before 6 o'clock. So let's get started. This is the first tweet. I'm going to focus on Harry. I'm in the middle of editing right now. There's this here. I'm 20 something minutes into it, but I want to take a break. That's regarding Harry being his security issues going in the UK. So I'm editing that, but let's go on Twitter. So many things. And the reason I want to record them, I want to read the tweets. I go through Twitter, read the caption, but I want to get more information. So in order for me to do that, I'm killing two birds with one stone. Recording it for you guys, and at the same time I'm getting the information. Okay, so this is the first tweet. Go to hell. Harry don't need to show that family F.O. How did he behave badly? Protecting himself and his family is not bad behavior. It's the royal family who behave badly with their jealousy, hurried treatment of Meghan, being cold, spiteful, grudge carrying, and selling out Harry and Meghan to British media. In one video, not the one that I'm editing right now. Maybe it is. I didn't get to that part yet. But I said something like where whatever Harry's going through with the UK regarding his security, everything started with the royal family. They created and then they try to solve it. They create another mess while they're trying to solve it and all of that. All Harry wants to get to is the bottom line of why he cannot get his security and things like that. And he said that they weren't being fair with him. Okay, this is the screenshot. She tweeted, "It might soon be time to welcome Harry back into the royal family. It is past time for a rapprochement in the House of Windsor. For that to happen, the Duke of Sussex must show he wants to be part of it." But they kick him out. This is another thing that I've said in another video. There's that connection. You know, when there is a chain, a link of things, in order to make a full circle, everything needs to be connected. But the UK, for some reason, they deliberately removing a part of the link to make the full circle. They were the one who kicked Harry out.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
They were the one who kicked Harry out.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. "Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options?" "Yes," she said. "We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
They create the problem. They got the media, what's his name? The other one said, go back to America. And during the Sandringham summit, they had the paper, the documents, who wrote it again? Simon Case, I believe. Okay? To write the document. And they choose for him. Harry did not choose it. They chose it for him. That he must either all in or all out, and the paper was already written and things like that. They create that summit as a facade for the people like me, the people in the UK, as if the royal family is trying to work something out with Harry, when in fact they already picked the thing. They create the narrative. They told him to go back, to leave the royal family, and then they create the final decision for him. And then now there's Harry saying, I want to know why I'm not getting my security. When people who work in the palace also work at Ravik, all connected. All of these issues are the royal family. And Harry and Meghan have said in the Oprah interview, if they had got the support that they needed, they would have stayed and worked.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
And sometimes when I think about it and I'm saying, my God, Meghan, with all of the things you went through, you were still stuck by Harry to stay in that dumpster of that crappy place. But she made the commitment to be by his side, and she was going to do that. It's the royal family who create everything. All the problem that we're seeing, they created all. And Harry said he's not going back anywhere.
Can you see a day when you would return as a full-time member of the royal family? No.
She's fixing something. They just want their slave back. Nothing is happening in the royal family, and William is not willing to work as much as King Charles and the other. The royal family has no glamour and is not missed when not talked about. That's why they want Harry back. And then guess what? If Harry were to return, the tabloid will pick up exactly where they left off. They're gonna pretend as if nothing happened. The link, okay, the connection, to confuse people, to make they're training as the tabloid talking those nonsense. What I mean by the link, as if they have no part of it, the royal family. They're training the mind to be lack of comprehension, lack of, what's the term, when to solve a problem, or lack of, look or read between the lines, some sort of to use your imagination of, I don't know, analyze. I guess that's the word, to analyze things. They're training the people to be lack of understanding and to analyze things and things like that. They want to be the one to tell you, literally, there's that GIF that I have where they remove the brain and put it in the garbage. That's it. They want to remove whatever information you have in your head that you create yourself or you could think for yourself, they want that to be out. What they want to put is their BS into your brain. So as the tabloids talking all this BS as if the royal family have nothing or didn't create this, they don't want people to think that way. They want to tell you BS. Lack of analyzation to critical thinking. That's the word. Critical thinking. That's the word I'm looking for. To be lack of critical thinking. My goodness. Yes, they've seen the man he's become with the support of Meghan, and even with when the Queen passed. One of the reasons that I said back then is that they did not want whatever they did to the Queen. I've said my thing of how I felt about the Queen because Harry and Meghan were being applauded. You know, they had positive coverage. Went to the One Young World in the UK, positive coverage. Went to Germany, that was leading up to 1 year of the Germany Invictus, positive coverage. People were lining up outside to meet them and all that, positive coverage. Now, to take that away from them, someone had to be suffer. Guess who? Okay? And then when they went back to the UK, Harry and Meghan were supposed to go back to the UK. I think it was for the Well Child annual thing. So that was canceled. Instead, they had to deal with the Queen. Now, one of the things I believe they did not want Meghan or... every single thing that happens, they create a BS out of it. They did not tell Harry. Whatever the issue with not letting Harry knows, and then they left Harry behind and all of that, create a whole unnecessary issue behind that. Whatever had happened to the Queen, if Harry and Meghan went there, Meghan would have seen something is not right. Okay? So they create this issue so Meghan would not be with them. But anyway, that's a different story. So, yeah. These people are crazy. And now they're trying to separate. Not just now. They've been doing it. Trying to separate Harry's family. Meanwhile, there's William. From what I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but you could see the kind of the concern. When the monarch is out of the country, the spare should not be out of the country as well. But with the lack of stupidity, not lack of stupidity, with the stupidity with that brother, took his whole family to France. You got the spare, which is not the spare, the heir out of the country. You got the spare, which is now, is it heir? Whatever. The monarch and the heir, that's William. And then all the spares with him out of the country. So you make your own judgment. And then I came across a picture of him with a bottle of champagne around the kids. So I don't know. All the thing he was wishing for Harry when they have joint interviews about Harry will be drinking and this and that, that's him doing it. But let's continue. Yes, they've seen the man he's become with the support of Meghan. They've seen that he has substance, purpose, and principle, but they're not appreciating even though they see it. He's grown into the man they love the other prince to be, a man of the people, smart, charismatic, and loved. All right? Yeah, they see that, but they're still trashing him. All right? And that's the problem. It's always only Harry and not his wife and kids who are always isolated from Harry. Their friends are still attacking Meghan on their behalf until Meghan is accepted. There is nothing to fix. Say it louder for the Rangers at the back. Harry does trust the royal family and will not compromise the safety, emotional well-being, and happiness of himself and his beautiful family by taking them near that toxic family. Even his spiteful, dying dad is not worth it. Okay, a blind person can see Harry does not want to be part of the royal, of the royal firm. Harry already said that. When they asked him that question, I didn't even think he think twice about it. Right? It would be like throwing his children to the wolves, not to mention what his wife will go through, but the royals are near their use by date without Harry, so the fate of the royal is in their own hands. Yeah. And then Charles doesn't have the guts to speak up in one of the videos that I've said regarding his security. All Charles had to do is say something. He still shut his mouth. I don't know, whatever's going on in his head or whoever's advising him, thinking that what's happening right now is benefiting him. I don't know. Maybe they just want to be the last one. That could be that. Charles and the horse next to him. Maybe they want to be the last one. And you could see the heir doesn't even care. Took all his kids out of the country in France and vacationing while Charles is in Italy. They be writing that or something similar for next 30 years. LOL, it's ridiculous. This shows the level of desperation here in UK. The Sussexes will never return to this toxic island or their vinyl relation. He doesn't. How many times must he said no? All right, let's go to the next one. Oh my God, I'm already 11 minutes into this video. There's so much to record. All right, next one. I hope Prince Harry and Meghan security detail are aware of Brittany Raymer, one of the most dedicated, hateful social media trolls of the Sussexes. Brittany took a plane all the way from the USA to UK to get picture of Harry deporting a UK center. She is fixated and that is dangerous. Right now, as sad as it is for me to say this, with the way the environment around the world, I don't think we're gonna get the kind of human result we would like where there is accountability. We're not gonna get that. But what we will get with our collective prayers for his safety, his protection, and his family's protection, this is what's gonna be helping him. Because if it's up to human, look who are in power worldwide. Okay? Worldwide. So these people, this is what they want. But our prayers must prevail. Alright, so she retweeted that. Some pictures I got of Prince Harry departing from his court case this afternoon. I was hoping that William and Catherine will have an engagement, but given that their kids are out of school, I don't think that'll happen. So we stuck with Harry for now. One of my favorite things to do when I can is report from the scene. You learn so much more by being there and interacting with other members of the press than you do from home. It also gives me time to practice that absolute challenging task of getting those pictures with only precious seconds to spare. Hoping this week to get more coverage in Denmark and even... Okay, so this person here flew to the UK. What country she's originally from? Baggage forgot, that's all. When Raymer's fixated is pointed out and that she stalked the Sussexes for clicks and coins, she tried to deflect and claim Harry's court appearance is a royal event. Well, Prince Harry is not a working royal, and she practicing using him to take pics for other royal events. Never mind, Harry's court case is not a royal event. Okay, you are not stuck with Harry. Alright, let me leave that alone. She's pretty much a devenger. Alright, she's a baggage for God. Let's go to the next one. Now we are into the Ukraine thing.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
service that I'd hoped for all my life.